Hey, good morning. Hey, come with me for a little bit of a trip. See what we can find. So this is the back side of the church building. We have the building here, of course, which is standing strong-ish. We have this beautiful tree. There you go. Looking amazing. Actually quite a nice little grassy area, really. This looks like a nice place to sit. This is the back side of the church, and we always know it's there and around, but we never really think about it. We never really go there. We just know it must exist somehow and somewhere, and it's kind of never really in the forefront of our minds. It's only if you actually go here that you see the beautiful tree and the lovely grass to sit on, and you go, this is pretty good. I sort of got to thinking that often I think Jesus can become part of the background, part of the backstory of my life, but so often he's not in the forefront. And I love the chance and the challenge on weekly worship to pull Jesus into the forefront again, if you like. You know, Scripture says, fix your eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. And it's as we actually look at him, don't just relegate him to the background of our lives, but actually look at him, that we see how amazing he is, and that prompts in us worship and a hunger again to follow him in our life. And so that's what we're doing this morning, is to come again and fix our eyes on Jesus and see there again the beauty and the wonder that can inspire us to change and to live differently. So I invite you to do that now, and let's give our hearts and lives again to him afresh.
In the darkness we were waiting, without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes, to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word, from a throne of endless glory, to a cradle in the dirt. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. To reveal the kingdom coming, and to reconcile the lost, to redeem the whole creation. You did not despise the cross, for even in your suffering you saw to the other side, knowing this was our salvation. Jesus, for our sake you died. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, heaven held its breath, till that stone was moved for good. For the Lamb had conquered death, and the dead rose from their tombs, and the angels stood in awe. For the souls of all who'd come to the Father are restored, and the Church of Christ was born. Then the Spirit lit the flame. Now this gospel truth of old shall not kneel, shall not faint. By His blood and in His name, in His freedom I am free. For the blood of Jesus Christ, who has resurrected me. Praise the Father, praise the Son, and praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. Praise forever to the King of Kings.
Do you feel the world is broken? Do you feel the shadows deepen? But do you know that all the dark won't stop the light from getting through? Do you wish that you could see it all made new?
Is all creation groaning? Is a new creation coming? Is the glory of the Lord to be the light within our midst? Is it good that we remind ourselves of this?
Is anyone worthy? Is anyone whole? Is anyone able to break the seal and open the scroll? The Lion of Judah, who conquered the grave, He is David's root and the Lamb who died to ransom the slave. Is He worthy? Is He worthy of all blessing and honor and glory? Is He worthy of this? He does the Father truly love us? He does the Spirit move among us?
And does Jesus our Messiah hold forever those He loves?
I want to do a video where I'm tied to Dom for 24 hours. He has no idea I want to do this, but you know, sometimes you just gotta like do it.
Want to do what?
I want to like spend 24 hours tied to you for like a video.
Tied with that?
Yeah, like back
Like
to back,
ours?
like tied to each other.
Do that back to back. That's impossible.
We'll see.
I kind of had plans today. Like, you can't just tie yourself to me.
What plans?
I had a lot of plans today.
have a life?
I had a lot of things to do today.
I did not know that.
Sophie, I can't just drop all my plans to be tied with you. Unless you want to come.
Why not?
I guess you're coming.
Okay, I got it. Wait, this is.
Oh my God.
Works.
No. Okay, Sophie, relax.
Wait,
relax.
this works.
I think I should be the one walking forward. You should be the one
No.
walking backwards. I
No,
feel like that
that's
makes a lot more
weird.
sense. So what do we do first?
Doesn't make any
You want to go swimming?
What if I just fell right
Let's
now?
go swimming.
Let's not go swimming.
We can't even sit down.
Yeah, we can.
I'm just tired. Okay. How are we supposed to sleep? This is for 24 hours?
Here, wait. Try to stand up again.
I'm already so tired of this. It's been like 5 minutes. Okay. You're not driving. This is not happening. How are you supposed to drive the car while we're tied together?
Sophie, I can drive.
Jeremy can drive.
Sophie, I can drive.
In. I'm in the car.
Dom, put your legs
That's too
around the
soft.
front.
This is fine.
Put your legs around the front.
I'm fine, guys.
Put your
We're
legs
doing
around the
just
steering.
fine. Are you in? Can you drive?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we had plans today, bro.
We do have plans. We're still doing them. What are you talking about?
Left or right?
Go right. Well, actually, my left. Your right.
Good one, dude.
Just gonna warm up a little bit.
I passed it to you, bro.
Got it.
Dude, this isn't gonna work out with you guys tied up like this.
Oh, okay.
We're good. Oh, Sophie, pass. Oh, Sophie, are you even playing or not? Like, Sophie, here, it's yours.
You ain't
Run,
going nowhere.
Sophie.
You ain't going nowhere. Lockdown defense right here. You guys are traveling so much. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Trying to play my Minecraft. We
like this?
No, yeah, we actually have to sleep like this,
This
and
is
then
horrible.
as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm getting out of these.
Okay, so that was a little bit of a funny glimpse at how too much connection can be a bit of a problem. But of course, I think at the moment in life, we're not suffering from too much connection, but quite the opposite. There was a fascinating example of this in the Stuff newsfeed that was released about a week ago. And the title of this article was COVID-19, New Poll Reveals Many Kiwis Still Living Lockdown Life Over Omicron Fears. And here's a quote from this piece. Research New Zealand says the country appears to have divided itself into roughly 2 equal-sized camps of people, those who changed their behaviour to limit exposure to Omicron, and those who are carrying on like before. And so in this survey, around about 1,000 people were surveyed in early February when the red settings were still in play, as we are now. And it was found that 53% of people had significantly changed the way they did life, changed what they did, how they went about their life, what they went to, what they didn't. And 47% hadn't changed their behaviour really at all. Of those surveyed, 54% were less frequently attending large events. They had stopped going to restaurants and cafes. Half of them had stopped using public facilities, such as libraries and pools and those sorts of things. 37% were no longer using public transport. And supermarkets, trips to the supermarket were also not on the cards for 28% of people. So essentially, there are 2 groups of people in New Zealand at the moment, and to be honest, probably more in Auckland at the moment, because Auckland is very different from anywhere else in the country through this whole COVID journey. There is one group that is hunkering down, and there is another group that is the let's just get on with it group. And I want to be really quick to say and really clear in saying that both of those positions are cool. Both of those positions are valid and right, and it's all good. And that is because people are in very different places in life. with very different contextual factors, things that they are thinking through, weighing risks differently and those sort of things. And so if you took, for example, an elderly man, perhaps in good health, he might say, you know what, I'm just going to get on and enjoy life because I have no job. So if I have to go into isolation, it won't affect my income. I have no dependents living with me who are young and vulnerable. Perhaps I've only got a few limited years of good health to enjoy life. I'm just going to get in there and enjoy it. And that's one very valid position to be in. But you might, the next street over, have a young woman who's a working mum. And she may decide to hunker down because if she becomes a close contact of someone, then she will have to go into enforced isolation. She will lose income. She will not be able to pay the mortgage or pay the bills. She has young kids at home, some of them who may not be fully vaccinated. And so for her, in a very different place in life from this guy, she chooses differently. Okay? And all that's not even talking about medical conditions. So all of that is to say that there is a range of responses to life, and we need to give each other grace because there are things in each person's reality of life that are very, very different. You cannot compare apples with pears. Circumstances are different. And that applies to church as well. Okay? Last week we had around about 30 people at our first service here. Now, before the COVID lockdowns began, we would have been over 70, would be fairly standard. And so we have less than a half of people here last Sunday who would normally have been expected to come along. And again, let me be really clear in saying I am okay with that. I'm okay with that because people are in different situations. And yet, within the freedom of that, I want to also say very, very clearly that if you can't or choose not to be with us physically, you are important to us. You are so important to us. And we do not want to lose you. You know, we don't want to lose you. And so, can I introduce you to the theme for this year? For 2022, the theme for our church is going to be the word reconnect. Reconnect. Because circumstances in life have strained our connections. Life has pushed us apart, but that stops now. And I want to talk to you about our plans to help us reconnect with each other and with God as we move through 2022, whether we are physically present with each other or not. And so I'm going to get really practical for the rest of this time this morning to talk about what you can expect out of RBC for this year. Firstly, you can expect opportunities for connection. Opportunities for connection. Now, here is a graphic which shows the 3 traffic light settings of red and orange and green under the government's COVID protection framework. We're pretty familiar with those colours now. And this graphic, under the label of Reconnect, talks about life in this church under the different settings of red, orange, and green. Okay, so let me just talk through this graphic for a little bit. Let's talk firstly about worship services. There will be 2 streams or ways to engage with our worship services this year. Firstly, there will be the physical gatherings, which we started last Sunday and had a great time. And as you can see on the graphic, we will be gathering physically to worship right through the settings from red to orange to green. That's what that blue bar signifies. It goes right across to show that. We're committed to having a forum to meet together to worship God physically together. At this stage, where life is and COVID is and the case numbers and so on, we will be meeting in our church building on Sundays at 10 a.m. with safety precautions in place. And it was really cool to hear from people last week who came that they felt really safe in this environment. We had child barriers up over the doors, but airflow, and it was really, really good. So that's really encouraging. So at this stage, we are going to continue to meet in our church building at 10 a.m. on Sundays. But even if there comes a time when the risk assessment means, maybe the church building for a while isn't the best place to meet in, perhaps we need to meet outside or under some shelter with more wind flow or whatever, we will still meet together. If there is 5 of you who want to come on a Sunday morning somewhere, if we happen to move outside of the church, there will be a chance to do that. And I will be there, okay? Because I really want to let you know we are going to find places of connection physically, reliably, Sunday by Sunday, okay? But there is also a second stream as well, a second way to engage with our worship services, and that is the online services that you have become familiar with. Now, each week, we have, right through lockdown, had an online service made available for you to view and to use to help us worship together. These are going to continue. And if you look at the graphic, you'll see that the blue bar goes right through the red and the orange settings, however long they may be. And by the way, this graphic is not really timed. It's not a progression in time. It's a progression of settings. So we're committed to keep producing online services right through red and orange, and we will produce them to the same quality that we have had all the way through the lockdown. Why are we doing that? And by the way, that takes a lot of effort. But why are we doing that? It is because if a significant number of us feel unable to come and join us physically to worship for these legitimate reasons that there are in life at the moment, I don't want you people to get the dregs. Okay? I don't want you to feel like you're a second-class citizen. We're going to put a lot of effort into our online services as well as meeting together on Sunday. That is our commitment to you. When the country moves to the green setting eventually, and it will get there, this is not going to last forever. When it moves to green, we will move back to the simple video recording of the service, which we've done when we've been in more stable times. But until then, through red and through orange, we're going to put energy into our online services as well. Okay, so that's our commitment to you. 2 streams for worship. For those of you who are prayers, we want to make places of connection for you as well. And again, there will be 2 streams. Firstly, for those people who are happy to meet physically together in the church lounge, we will do that once a week. We're going to have a weekly prayer meeting in the church lounge. It will probably be on one of the week mornings, and we'll get the details to you shortly. And that's for those who can come with vaccine passports and with masks, and we will pray. And as we did with our recent prayer week, just spend time together seeking God's face. And we do need that. But there is also a second stream, and we are going to also have a weekly prayer meeting by Zoom, which will take place online. It'll be around midday during one of the weekdays. So those people who are at work or at home and cannot or do not want to connect physically, you can log in and pray. Now, both the physical prayer meeting and the Zoom prayer meeting, the virtual prayer meeting, they're going to be only half an hour long so that you can not feel obliged to stay for a long time. It can fit into your lunch time or whatever. If you want to stay longer and pray for more than half an hour, you're welcome to, but they will be for 30 minutes and you can leave after that point. That's all good. Okay? So that is a connection point for prayers. For those people who are learners, we want to make a place of connection for you as well. Now, some of you have already and are already involved in one of our home groups or Bible study groups, but we are going to add 2 additional items, 2 additional places of connection for those who want to learn more of the Lord this year. Firstly, there will be a physically gathered group, again, meeting in the church lounge during one of the mornings of the week. And this will be a look at the book group, or a Bible study group, if you like. And that will be meeting during the day, and people can come along and enjoy that time as we look through a variety of things over the course of the year. But again, there will also be a second stream. And this is going to be an online book club. And this is going to meet virtually. And the purpose of this group is to find a popular Christian book, maybe one that's had a lot of influence or impact in different ways in the Christian world, and take it and read it together as a group individually at home, but then come back online to talk about it and discuss it and tease out the implications and see what you agreed with and disagreed with. It'll be a few chapters at a time, week by week, and times regularly to get together and to discuss it via Zoom. And this will be in an evening during the week. And we're going to get all these details and times to you very, very soon. Okay? A physical group, a Bible study kind of format, and also an online virtual group, which is a book club format. Now, some of you, though, feel especially connected to God when you are perhaps not praying or learning, but you are doing, okay? You are the doers, and our church is full of doers. And we want to find places of connection for you this year as well. And so there will be a number of initiatives that will be taking place during this year that will be, yes, focused inward into our church community, and yes, focus outward into our wider community. But these are initiatives where we will need people to get practically involved and to help out in various stages of their execution. And these initiatives, they will be able to run through red and orange and green as well. And there's a number of things that we are looking at doing. A Plunkett ministry where we are looking to support needy young mums in our local community, which is really exciting. We're looking at doing an Easter event, which is community focused, and maybe run some cool things for our community out there. There is, of course, our trick-or-treat Halloween event, whether that be a trick-or-treat drop-off, as we did last year. We went around the streets, and that would be the appropriate way of doing it under red or orange. Or perhaps if it's green, by the time Halloween comes around, a trick-or-treat drop-in. There's carols in the car park and Christmas events too. But also other things that we want to dream about and put into place so that the doers amongst us can get involved and find places of connection and significance there. And if you have any projects you think we might like to tackle, please do reach out. So what can you expect this year? you can expect opportunities for connection. But you can also expect, secondly, us to chase you if you are not connecting. You can expect us to chase you if you are not connecting. And let me be really, really upfront here. We are not going to let you slide under the radar this year. Okay? We're not doing that. If you're part of our faith family here at RBC, we are going to be in your face this year in the best possible way. What will that look like? Well, it is likely that in the coming weeks, many of us will either contract COVID-19 or we will become close contacts of others who have contracted the virus. And once that happens, the law kicks in, I guess you could say, and you'll have to isolate for, at this stage, 7 days. You won't be able to go out or go to the supermarket. You won't be able to go to the pharmacy or whatever. And so we want to chase you if that happens. Let me introduce you to our isolation support. If we hear any of you who have had to go into isolation, we will be bringing around to you a meal or some baking. Okay? We are not going to wait for you to ask us. We are not going to wait for you to reach out to us. We're going to be in your face and we're going to come bringing food. Okay? Now you can take that food off your doorstep and you can go inside and enjoy it and eat it, or you can give it to your neighbours. Doesn't matter. We are going to come to you and we are going to give you some food. We are also going to call you and see if you need anyone to go to the supermarket for you or to the pharmacy to get a script filled. Okay? If we hear of someone who is in isolation, we are going to chase you and be in your face, because that is what church is. And we are not into disconnection. We are into connection and reconnection. Okay? This will last right through the red settings, right through the orange settings. Now, if you do not want to be hounded by us, please drop me a call or a text or flick me an email and say, look, I just want to opt out of this. But if you do not, RBC, this year, we are going to be a no person left behind church. We're not leaving anyone behind this year. We're not doing that. Okay? So if you know of anyone who has to go into isolation, if you know of anyone who is in need, I give you full permission to dob them in to me. The days of disconnection are over. It is a new day. So, keep your eyes on your email inbox over the next week or two, because shortly you will find in there an email with all the starting dates and times and details of these various places of connection that I've talked about already. So keep an eye out for that. But beloved, I challenge you this year, let's do everything we can to be a no one left behind church. Yeah? Let's be more connected than we have ever been. Let's reconnect. And let's do it together. God bless you. Talk soon.